Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Witchery Brew Effects, Part 2. For those that have missed Part 1, I covered the first half of some Witchery Brew effects that are all level 1. To give an example, I have in my inventory the Witch's Brews book, of which you can then choose level 1 brew effects. I've covered the first half in the first part. Please feel free to check that out, and if you are interested in checking out the next ones, you can choose them along this menu that we have here. If you are not seeing them, then you probably don't have the annotations turned on, and you can choose them as you like, or just continue watching and I will go through them step by step. In this video, I'm going to finish off all of level 1 and give you one of my own special brews that should help get things cleaned up for you. So, let's get started. On page 3 of the level 1 effects in this book, it starts off with Till Land. And this is a little bit, mundane, not really worthwhile in my personal opinion. You could use it to save yourself time or just to look fancy if you really want to. But the idea is that just like a hoe, you till land with a potion. Now I'm going to grab a couple of these here, a few of these actually. So I have a regular boring one here that's level 1 everything, just like a mandrake, a piece of dirt, and like a piece of gunpowder or artichoke, so that I can have a splash effect. Now, of course, you can't use a drinking potion on this. You have to have it splash on the ground. I do not recommend a gas brew either. And then I have like a high level, 4th level power, 4th level tilling, and then I have a regular splash with a high level power and a high area splash with 1st level tilling. So there is power and area of effect both stack, and they both have the same effect. So you can pick and choose your ingredients as you would like. To start off with, here's a level 1 area. Let's actually see if I can line up here above this water block, and there. And I'll drop one here, and you can see that is a level 1 tilling area. So if I go to a level 4, it's going to be considerably larger. But before I do that, I'm going to show you the splash brew of tilling. This is a power level 4. Now that's a pretty big area, but you can see it's already starting to deteriorate on the edges there because, you know, the water block, it only reaches so far. Now if I use this one here, this one is actually a splash 4, so it affects a larger area. And you can see it actually affected the same area as the more powerful one. So these two will both affect the same thing. But if you stack them together, like you increase the power and the area of effect at the same time, you can get a much larger area total. So that is one of the few brews that the power and area of effect will stack together to create an even larger area. Now it is relatively cheap with dirt, but once you add in any power-up ingredients in there, it can get quite expensive. So, for instance, a mandrake, a piece of dirt, and either a water to artichoke globe or gunpowder could, you know, cover a small area so that you can till things quick and easy. But then again, so can a few pieces of, like a single piece of wood, I think you can turn into a wooden hoe that can, well, have a similar effect. So not one of my most favorite brews, but it's still, it got the job done. Next up, we have planting. Now, planting takes advantage of the whole tilling idea. Whoops, I just totally destroyed that block. Just ignore that. You didn't see that. Planting will allow you to just plant things. Now, there are some restrictions on this. Now, more power will give you more area of effect. More area of effect will also give you more area of effect. It's just like the tilling, where, you know, one will give you a larger area, but if you stack them together, it will give you an even larger area. So it covers the same area as tilling does in the same exact way. But here's where it's really weird. It will plant most seeds, not all types. So, for example, let me get this, and let me get some regular seeds here, and then I'll also get some water artichoke, and let's grab some belladonna. Now, actually, I'm going to grab one of these here, so I can till a very large area. And you'll see that we already have this area mostly tilled because we have the water block right in the center. which is keeping the tilled areas hydrated. Now, if I can line this upright, there we go. This should do. Now, I'm going to re-till the entire area. And you'll see if I drop this splash brew of planting on the ground, nothing happens. The reason being you have to have a bunch of seeds on the ground. So if I drop a few seeds down, throw this, it will automatically plant those seeds. See? There you go. Now if I toss some water artichoke seeds in there and throw that, nothing happens. So it's not going to plant those on top of water. Belladonna seeds, not really a problem. But there are some strange ones that just aren't going to work, like your mandrakes, I believe, and some trephids, a few others like that. So don't rely on this to plant all of the seeds that you want it to plant. And once again, once you start powering it up for larger areas, it can be a bit, well, too expensive to justify its use. So it's kind of like a hit or miss thing. It can be entertaining. You know, it's just the cost of a seed so that you can insta-plant a bunch of stuff. But personally, I think it's still going to be a bit expensive once you have accounted for any kind of upgrades to make it cover a decent area. All right, the next one here, Prune Leaves. This one here has no effect on increasing power. It's only affected by area of effect, and it affects in a globe area. Now it will, I guess it's not really a globe so much. It's more like a kind of an egg in a way, and it works on short grass as well. So allow me to, actually I don't need the second level one. Let's go for first, fourth, and then that and that. And we have just a very low level splash potion of pruning. There you go. It does not affect tall grass, just short grass. And you can see it, if it hits the ground and not the grass, it will affect a small area. It's just barely eliminating any. So if I use the high level one, throw this in here, it affects a much bigger area, and you still get the drops from it. So therefore you can get the seeds and so on. Now if I use one that's got a high power level, it's not really going to have any effect at all. Like I said, the power level doesn't make a difference. It's just the area of effect, really, that makes any difference on that. So there you go. And don't forget, it's called Prune Leaves. So it's not just going to do grass leaves, but tree leaves as well. So this is primarily what it's for, and you will always get the drops from this. So it's just like them deteriorating by hand. Can be pretty cool. Next up, Fell Tree. You notice that we eliminated the leaves, but not the trees themselves. This one, at just the cost of some string, can replace an axe. So let's grab low level, high level, then we've got area, or power and area separate. So, simple enough, we have these little logs here. Now if I toss this right on top, this is the very lowest level. There you go. It chopped down about 3 blocks, and you notice it didn't even touch this other one here. Now if I go for the high level, it's, whoops, I don't know why it's not. Did I get splash brew of colored water? Hey, I made the wrong potion. Be right back. And I'm back, and this time I have the level 4 splash brew of felling instead of just a bottle of colored water. Now you'll notice this covers a much bigger area of effect. In fact, it does pretty darn good, but you notice it didn't go up into the tree, so you have to keep in mind that you want it to affect a larger area. You've got to try and aim it so that it affects that area a little bit better. So now if I just do one that has more power, you'll notice that it didn't really affect anything there. Now if I do the one that has more area, it totally just took those trees out. So something to keep in mind. It's not really worth the power upgrade on the tree felling. It doesn't have any effect that I've been able to find myself. So that one taken care of. Next, we have Pulverize Rock. Now, this one here is really, really cool. With this, power makes no difference once again. It's all area of effect. So let me grab a low level and a high level. And I'll even grab the others as well. Just make sure that I've got the right potions. Yes, I do. Okay. Now I'm going to head over to some water. Reason being is because it doesn't work on dirt or grass. It works on stone, cobblestone, gravel, and sand. So some of the most common things you'll run into besides dirt and grass. Now, I have a very low level one here. Let me, this is the lowest you can get. Just splash brew of pulverization. There you go. Very small effect. And this is hitting sand right now. So once it gets to sand, it goes stone, cobblestone, gravel, sand, and then it actually harvests the block. So you've got some sand blocks sitting out, as you see here. And you notice it doesn't actually touch the dirt. Nothing happens with dirt or clay, stuff like that. Now, if I go with a very high level one, it's going to affect a much bigger area. But this is high power and high area. So let's just do high power so you can see what that's going to make a difference. Nothing. So you want to invest in just the area of effect if you want to increase this spell's availability. Now, I have nearby here... Where is it? Now that's a witch's area. I'm going to just fly back here and find a spot that we can dig into a little bit. I'm thinking perhaps, let's see, did I see? There we go. There's a nice little bare spot of stone. So let's toss down this here. And you'll see it turned everything to cobble, turned everything to gravel, everything to sand, and then it just pops it out completely. And you can see it actually did a big area of effect. Now, you can just go nuts with this, and yeah, I mean, I'm in creative right now, but you can see how this is really can make a big effect on the environment. It just will carve things out real quick in no time, turning everything into sand and then popping it all off into nothingness. And this will leave ores and stuff as you might find them in the world, if you notice here. Now, of course, I'm getting a bit of frame rate loss there. There we go. But you can see that was a lot of potions, of course, but you can see how it can be to great effect. Very fun. Very fun. All right, here we have Grow Lily. This one is much more, I don't know, simple, I guess. So let me grab a couple of these. Let me grab, the usual 4 potions. I don't need that block there. But power does have an effect. Area of effect does have an effect. But there are restrictions on that. If you combine them together, they will stack to make a bigger area of lilies. Now, the way that the book reads for this is a little confusing. Grow Lily causes a lily to rapidly grow if triggered in water. Lily may expand depending on the brew's power level. Now, that means I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have this giant lily pad in the water. No, you're not that fortunate. That it instead just pops up a whole bunch more little lilies in there. So you can duplicate lily pads this way. But if you try it with just expanding the area of effect, nothing will really happen. You'll just get like 1 lily from this. So you have to use a lily in order to get a lily. Now let me teleport over to a water area that I have. There we go. And we're going to start off with this level 1 splash lilify. You have to throw it in water, and there you go. You get a single lily pad. Very boring. If I use it on land, nothing happens. Now if I use the level 4 power and area, you'll see it starts growing and growing and getting bigger, and then it covers a bunch more area. Not bad. Of course, that was level 4 ingredients, so you get a bunch of lily pads, but I don't know, and a charged attuned stone gets eaten. I don't know. And then we've got just the increased power, which isn't going to be quite that impressive. It will increase, so that's high level power with a charged attuned stone. So you see, this is area of effect and power. This is just highest power. And then this is just highest area of effect, which you'll see 2. I got lucky on that one. Usually when I did this, I only got 1. And this is maxed out area of effect. So if you combine the 2, you could probably get a bunch of lily pads. If you're lucky, you might be able to duplicate those. My personal opinion on this one is this is probably the least helpful one unless you really want to make more lily pads and you're in an area that you can't make them. Otherwise, it's really not that impressive of a spell, or a brew, I have to say. Now, moving on to others, we have Wolfsbane. Now, this one here is a bit unique. This is used on werewolves. Of course, if you use Wolfsbane on a werewolf, it will transform them into one, allowing you to find out if they are one or not. And if nothing happens, well, they're not a werewolf. So if you use it in a potion in this way, making a brew, then it will have a different effect. It will freeze them in their current form. So if they're human, they will stay human. If they're a wolf, they'll stay a wolf, and so on, depending on how strong the potion is. Now, right now, I am a 0 level witch. So therefore, my witch levels are not being taken into account on this. That could make a difference. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. I did my testing with a witch level of 0. Now, my differences here, the power will affect things and the area of effect will affect things, but they're very different actually, how they work in this case. Now, the power will affect the level of the lichen affected. So if I have a level 1 werewolf here, and he can turn into a wolf, and that's pretty much all he can do, then you throw the potion on him, and he will stay whatever form he's in for a very long period of time. And if he's a level 10 werewolf, the potion won't have any effect at all. It might turn him into the other, but no, it doesn't really. It doesn't affect him at all. Now, if he's lower level, then there's a chance that you might be able to affect him. Therefore, the increased power levels of these potions will have a different effect. Now, the area of effect is a bit different. So, well, before I get into that, I should clarify a little bit more with the power level. Like I have power level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like power level 4, I think will apply on werewolves up to level 9. Whereas like level 1 will only apply onto them like up to level 4, I think, something like that. So you get kind of varied results. You want to affect a stronger werewolf, you have to make a stronger potion. Now, the area of effect, that is two different things. One is the area that the splash potion will hit. So, for instance, if I look at this wooden plank in the center here, and if I throw a splash potion down and it affects three blocks out total, and I expand the area of effect, it might expand out to affect up to 5 blocks. Now, that's just an example. It's not saying that that's exactly the area and range that it works. I think it actually works like level 1 is like here and there, and then level 4 is like here out to maybe there. So I'm kind of paraphrasing my thoughts here. But it does have a secondary effect for the area, and that is if you hit the creature, it will have its full length doubled, more or less. So these are all saying, wait, are these them? No, these are lilified. Let me get these off my hotbar here. If you grab one of these, they all say 30 seconds, or this one here is 30 seconds. I think they're all 30 seconds, aren't they? Okay, so it might actually be more than that. Here, I will toss one, and I will hit myself right in the head with it, and you can see I have 30 seconds. Now, if I splash this nearby, then it's going to be a reduced duration. In fact, let me get this milk here and cancel the effect. And then if I toss this over there, not affecting me. Here, no. There we go. It's affecting me, but it almost instantly wore off. So if I hit the ground where I'm at, I'm still not hitting myself. And you saw that it was only about 21 seconds left. So if I throw this up, hit myself exactly, then I'll have about 30 seconds. So it all depends on how far you are from the target when this hits. So it's got diminishing returns the farther away from the target it is, and it's full effect if you hit the target directly. Now this next brew, Tinting, is a little bit more fun than anything else. In this case, we have nothing affecting with power that I was able to find, but the area effect does change how much in an area is affected by this. It is not in the same way as the Wolfsbane one, where you've got diminishing returns the further away or anything like that. But it can be quite a lot of fun. So let me grab a bunch of these potions here. In fact, I'm going to grab all of them, and then we can have a bit of fun with this. So I have a splash brew of Tinting Light Gray, and in fact, let me put these guys down here. Yeah, we'll just toss down a bunch of iron golems. That should work. So toss him down, and you should see that he goes a little bit more light gray. Now let's toss some Tinting Red. Nothing happened. Cyan? Nope. Green? Nope. Purple? Nope. Light blue? Oh, hey, he changed. There's a chance that you might be able to affect them again with another color. And you can see here I'm affected because I was close enough to it. And if even drinking milk or something like that, it will not remove this effect. but it is just a color tinge of your own skin. So it's not really that bad. It's not that bad. So let's add some red, and we've got cyan. Let's do some green. You can just color code your golems, you know. Of course, it only lasts for so long. Purple. Oh, no, you don't want to be purple? What the heck did I get you with something else? No? Is that what you look like when you're purple? Okay, well, you're blue. Let's hit one of these cows with purple. There we go. So you can see not everything is affected in the same way. Now, of course, the gas brews will overwrite colors. So there you go. We've got orange, and this guy are both green and cyan. So yep, and this guy here. There we go. So gas brews will overwrite the old color. And of course, you will refresh that the effect every time you're touched by the gas brew. And of course, I still have my light blue. You can drink the potion as well, but you can see I'm still light blue as well. Now, if I go down here, there we go. I'm now orange. It's just a little bit of a tan. Now, you can drink the potions and they will affect you, but like I said, they won't override any of the previous colors unless it is a gas brew. Now, there is a little bit of an issue though. You cannot use bone meal for white. You cannot use lapis for blue. You cannot use cocoa beans for brown. And you cannot use ink sacs for black. This is all vanilla plus witchery, so if you try other mods, they may not work because you have to replace the ingredient with the specific dye color that you're looking for. So therefore, the ones that I've used I know work. Light gray, red, cyan, green, purple, light blue, pink, and orange. Now, I think there's also lime green and so on. There are others that you can use that should work, but the non-standard dyes probably won't. In the exception of green, the cactus green does seem to work, because these ones are, for some reason, when used with the witchery stuff, tend to make it think that it's another potion, or will just turn into a colored water potion. So use at your own risk. All right, and here we have Combustion. This one is, I don't know, has potential to be really, really good. It uses charcoal as its ingredient, so it's a renewable resource. I like that. The power affects it. Area of effect is not even applicable here because it's brewed in a strange way. So let me grab, you know what, I'm going to just grab a piece of charcoal here, and I will show you the result. Before, with all of these ones, you would throw in all the ingredients and then you'd use a bottle to bottle it. Now in this case, you don't. You can, I will make it like a level 2 version. So, for example, to power it up, you'd use a mandrake here, mandrake root, plus whatever modifier you want to increase the power level, and then you'd put in the ingredient. In this case, it would be charcoal, and then you'd toss in any kind of area of effects and so on, and then you'd bottle it. Well, this doesn't work that way. You can put in the mandrake root, and then you put in your power up, and then you put in the ingredient, and then it automatically will activate and pop out of the cauldron by itself without any bottles on my hotbar, or even in my inventory. They're all just regular splash potions. And there you go. You get a brew of combustion. Now, what does the brew of combustion do? It acts as a fuel source. You burn this. Yes, I know it looks like it's in a glass bottle with a cork and everything, but you burn it. Now, I've already done the testing on this, so no worries. Of course, you have charcoal and coal will get you 8 baked potatoes. I tossed in a stack and I just let it burn out. Now, if you use a mandrake root and a piece of charcoal, then that will get you 12 cooked items. I just used potatoes in all these examples, by the way. Now, if you power it up to level 2, you'll get 25 cooked items. Now, if you want to take into account the cost of each of these additional items, charcoal plus mandrake root equals 12 cooked items. Plus glowstone equals 25. You know, so like the mandrake root is worth 4 for the difference between these two. The glowstone is worth 13. So, you know, you're adding in extra ingredients every time and making it more and more powerful. Now, this one here, power level 3, you get 50 cooked items. You know, it's pretty impressive. Then you get to the lava bucket area here with 100 cooked items from a regular lava bucket. You know, I toss one in here. I actually have like a chest down here that it's been feeding into, just so that you're not confused by the fact that I had some potatoes in there. But then you get to level 4, which, you know, the lava bucket was just an example. It's nothing to do with witchery, really. Power level 4 uses the charged attuned stone, which you don't get back. So that's really expensive because it involves a lava bucket, a diamond, redstone, 2-piece to glowstone. You know, when you take in all the other materials involved, 250 cooked items for that. So there you go. Almost 4 stacks of items get cooked when you make a power 4 brew of combustion. Okay, so that pretty much covers it for all of level 1 spells. So what is left in here? Now I have decided to make my own little spell, or my own little brew here, and I'm going to put it together for you guys. This is Valen's Brew of Clearing. I thought you guys might like this. It's nothing really fancy. It's just 3 different effects that are all level 1, so it's really easy. You can just toss in a mandrake and a piece of nether wart, or you can make these things individually. It's all up to you. And I do recommend the coca beans. This here, the wood ash, is going to give you a level 1 increase area of effect, so you're effectively level 2 area of effect. This will increase it to level 3. So I recommend it if you have it. If you don't, you can skip the coca beans. Then at the end, you either use gunpowder or water artichoke globe. I'm just going to use gunpowder, and then of course you'll need a bottle to bottle it, and you'll get Valen's Brew of Clearing 2 or Valen's Brew of Clearing 3, which is depending or not whether you use the coca beans, which looks like I didn't in this case. Let me make a little space here. There we go. Now, coca beans, and let's go over to one of the cauldrons here that I have set up and make this happen. Start off with mandrake root, nether wart, apple, string, mushroom, wood ash, coca beans, gunpowder, and a glass bottle to bottle it. And you get a splash brew of harvest, felling, and pruning. Now, this is a level, is it 2 effect? Level 3 effect, splash. So all these are area of effect dependent. It will harvest things like tall grass, short grass, wheat, flowers, wood, and it's basically meant to clear the way for you. So if you want, you can effectively clear entire areas. Now remember, when you use that felling, it will only affect logs and not planks. So you can use this to clear entire areas. That's the idea with this. If you got a forest in your way at the cost of a few mundane ingredients from things that you probably have already gathered just from you know, playing a bit of witchery, then you can clear off that mountain in a hurry. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please give a like, subscribe, and don't forget to spread the mischief. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.